E-commerce giveaways are not just for Instagram. Contrary to popular belief, you actually can make money from these. They're not just to burn money and get a load of low quality subscribers into your list. They are actually quite an effective lever if done a certain way to your email list. We'll go through the 4 ways that you can actually do these right now. So first, the 4 types, what are they? First, you have free samples, you have free gift with purchase, you have an experience giveaway, you have a bundle giveaway as well. And I'll go into all of these and where these can kind of fit into your funnel. This will depend on your brand's reality as well, right? So if we go into this email here for a free sample, let's say you're a fashion brand, furniture brand, you might offer free fabric swatches, for example, as an intro offer into your funnel as such, just to get some product into people's hands. You know, we could go here, this is a flooring company, and people can actually bring in, they can get a sample here, and you know, this often, like the conversion rate from people actually getting upsold onto buying like general like flooring after this is really, really good. So here, this is somewhere where you can send this once or twice per month. If it's like an important part of your funnel, which if you have this offer, it will actually be, you know, a small but significant part of your funnel, is very, very much so worth sending this to people who've been on the list for a little while but haven't yet purchased. It's very much so worth sending this to those people to try and convert that segment of your CRM. So here, just like a simple email, guys. This is a very, very simple email showing that we are like actual human beings, that you're purchasing from human beings, and then having like a call to action right here at the end, how people can then also actually, because a lot of people will actually just want to respond to the email. This is a very good thing to put in here as well, getting them to actually respond and write in here. If you have a higher AOV, it is worth considering. I mean, when I say high AOV, I mean probably $200 and over. It is worth thinking of a free sample, worth trying to add that into your funnel. I think especially I see furniture brands do this quite often, and it's just something to get people thinking about what it would be like having, you know, that couch, or having that accent chair, or having that bed, or whatever it might be, by actually just getting them to conceptualize it by having something tiny in their hands. The next thing here is a free gift with purchase. This is my favorite because it's generally very good for margins. This would be more for a lower AOV brand, but you know, with higher percentage profit margins. So anything CPG, consumable, what have you. We love doing this in general and playing around with it. Where I especially love using it is at the end of long sales periods. So let's say in Black Friday time, for whatever, let's say you're doing sales for 2-3 weeks, which many people would be. This is really good for when that main offer has arguably exhausted the audience, and just to get a little bit of extra contribution here. So, you know, we might pull this in for the holidays and, you know, have this sort of gifting angle here. I mean, you can play around with the free gifts. I know it's a little bit of a pain on the Shopify side for you to make these different bundles, but it's really, really worth it. And like, you can play around with these sets, you know, we often do in this case. So you can see the different sets that we have, but with this, yeah, and how each one of them has an extra free gift. Once again, a little bit of, you know, work on the back end in Shopify, but still, like, in the grand scheme of things, to get a bit of extra contribution when buyer intent is at its highest in Q4, for example. Or, you know, let's say if you're a very patriotic brand and you're doing a 4th of July sale and you extend that, you know, a lot, you know, that could be a good time to pull in something like this at the end to kind of get that extra little bit of contribution and really kind of turn a very good sale into an excellent sale, right? You know, so yeah, this is something I really like doing. I've even seen brands do this where the free gift they give is something that's not really selling that well on its own. So like, they might use it to liquidate inventory and not get storage fees in their 3PL, etc., etc. Next thing, not at all my favorite. This is an experience giveaway, not at all my favorite type of giveaway, far from it, in fact. But we've seen this work well as a holiday giveaway. The reason I don't like this is because, well, not that I don't like it, but the reason it's not my favorite is because let's say you have this giveaway, right? It's like a glamping stay, right? You're right, maybe you have a partnership with this company, but you know, compared to like a free gift or purchase where you're still profitable on each order, you're liquidating through inventory, or you know, you're doing a free sample or what have you, it's like, you know, you're giving up quite a bit of margin. You might be spending, you know, $1,000, $2,000 in one of these giveaways. So I don't love this giveaway, but it is something that can be, you know, used well for an event. You might see some brands, Ridge Wallets being a great example of this, where they put on a big event in the summer when their impressions are at their lowest. So, you know, they might put on an event to win a car, for example, and they, you know, someone can win a big Raptor truck or what have you, and it generates a lot of excitement and gets a lot of people purchasing. Because I think one of the conditions to enter is that you have to purchase, and then they have other prizes that are smaller, and then they very well kind of document how they give out the prizes to all of their customers who participated. Final thing is a bundle giveaway. Also not my favorite, but you know, if you limit this to 1 or 2 people, it's not the worst for margin. So yeah, you can get people to enter to win, and then you can give them like a nice big bundle, and then you just want to have smaller prizes here as well. And then so smaller prizes for people who haven't won the big one. And then when you give out the prizes. You want to document that really, really clearly. So then it feels like this big event. It feels like people can actually see the winners. It feels very transparent, and it makes people want to stay on the list for longer. It's something fun. It's something that gets people to come back. So yeah, this is something that's very, very nice to do if you have a lower AOV in terms of number of purchases, right? Which if you're in a higher AOV category, that is generally going to be the case for you. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a reality of running a higher AOV brand. There we sort of have it, guys, right? So we have 4 types of giveaways that really work: free samples, free gift for purchase, experience giveaways, and bundle giveaways. I quite like all of these. These 2 are my favorite, of course, like the free gift for purchase and the free sample. You know, doing massive giveaways on Instagram to randoms, yeah, it's not really gonna, you know, it's arguably not gonna be a great idea, and it's arguably gonna make you burn through potentially a lot of money. But to give stuff to your loyal email list and to get them involved and active with the brand, like, yeah, that's gonna be something that will pay you back, most likely. Most likely it will pay you back tenfold. Any questions about these guys, let me know. I respond to all comments. Excited to see you guys have some profitable